Commercial property, is this only for the ultra rich? This is the question that we are going to solve in this video. If you want to know, then stick around. Alright, commercial property. When it comes to the commercial or even industrial property, the first thing that comes to your mind perhaps is that, it is for the rich people. It's not for me because most of the properties is like 5 million, 10 million, 20 million dollar. It needs millions of dollars. I cannot qualify for the loan and I cannot buy. That perhaps would be coming to your mind. My experience says that if you want to buy, you can buy a commercial property within next 3 months. Period. That's it. You can buy. Now, the first thing that I always say is that what's the effort that you put in, that you get the output. Now, you will not buy a commercial property if you don't put any input. If you don't put any effort, you are not going to buy a commercial property. So in your mind, if you say that, yes, I'm going to learn, I'm going to find out how a commercial property can be bought, whether it's a commercial or industrial, any kind of properties which is basically making money, then you will need to find out how these things work. Now, if you are one of those people who have, let's say, 1 or 2 or 3 residential properties and which is some sort of an equity, do you know that you can get 100% loan on a commercial property? Now, how does that work? Let me just explain. Let's say if you have a residential property which you bought, let's say 4-5 years ago, and almost anywhere you bought, it has gone up to perhaps double. So if you bought like, let's say $500,000 residential property, perhaps right now, let's say 800, 900, $1 million. So what it basically means that you have equity of that residential property. Now, most of the lender, depends on where it is, you need to talk to your mortgage broker to get most of this. You could get up to 80% and you can refinance, right? You can refinance of this. But the way it works is that if you refinance 80% of that $1 million, which is 800,000, and if you have a 500,000 loan, so that means you have about 300,000 equity. Because you have 300,000 equity, there is a chance that you could qualify now for $1 million commercial property purchase, and that $1 million commercial property purchase would be 100% loan. So literally you do not have to pay anything from your pocket. The bank is going to look into your circumstances and say that, yeah, we are going to give you 100% loan on your commercial property. Now, bear in mind, though, your residential property loan remains same. Whatever loan it is, there is no touch, nothing. All bank is doing is that giving you 100%. Of course, they are going to take the collateral of your residential property. But what you have actually done is that you got into commercial property market. Now, with 100% loan, assuming in today's market at the time of recording, based on the RBA rate, you could get about 5.7, 5.8% commercial loan. So 5.7 to 5.8% return, you need to be able to do like a break even on the first year. Now, of course, there is a stamp duty and other cost also that you need to calculate. If you can get, let's say, 6.5% net return or 7% net return, then it is a positive cash flow from day one. And this is one of the fundamentals that we talk about and we teach people, that even though you are not having any kind of cash buffer, you can still get into commercial property, taking 100% loan and still make money as a positive cash flow. Let that sink in. So you right now do not have any money. You approach to the lender with your mortgage broker. They can stack up the loan. You can get 100% finance. The loan, the whole 100% with the commercial property. It is a, let's say you buy a 5 years lease where the tenant is saying that they're going to stay there not next 5 years minimum, and then you're going to get cash flow from day one. That is insane when you understand this, because it can give you cash flow from day one. Now, most people, what sometimes they do is that they do the refinance and they buy another residential property, assuming it is going to go that much. Now, that could be another strategy for you as well. But what you are missing is that every single month you need to pay money. Remember, where we talk about in commercial property cash flow, if you are looking for a cash flow, even with 100% loan, it is possible to get cash flow and it is possible to make money from day one through commercial property. So at the beginning, I asked that, is this for ultra rich? The answer is absolutely no. Anybody can buy a commercial property, and particularly if you are a category people of where you have a 1 or 2 residential property that has gone up and it has some equity, you can tap into that equity and get into commercial property. Now, if all this sounds like it is too complicated or it is like how this loan can be structured, please talk to your commercial mortgage broker. And if you don't know anyone, then come and talk to us, we would help you to get into one of our commercial broker who would be actually talking to you and making sure that you get that loan correctly and get that 100% loan. Remember, unless you take action, nothing is going to work. So make sure that you take action, make sure that you do things, and particularly if you have a goal to become financial independent through commercial property investing, get a good cash flow, then by all means you have to take action. So if you take action, you will become financial independent. You will make things happen in your favor. If you don't do, for sure, it's not going to happen. So, is this for ultra rich? No. Your input will determine the output that you get. You could get 100% loan. You can structure it. And if you don't know, talk to a good commercial mortgage broker. And last but not the least is taking action. Nothing works. I mean, all the things that we talked about, if you are not taking action, it's not going to work. My name is Somen Mondal. I am a commercial property strategist and a commercial property buyer agent. So if you are having kind of a struggle in terms of what property, where to buy, by all means contact us. Go to our website www.mlina.com.au. One of our team members is going to reach out and we would handhold you so that you buy your first commercial property. Thank you so much and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.